Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Not Just a Trend. I'm your host, Shiko, and I'm back with another episode. Man, it is 2 weeks, 3 weeks into the New Year's, and it feels like it's been January just flown by. Wow, isn't that great? I was watching this really funny video that I funny moments, things that get me to laugh until I cry. So there's this one video of this guy, these two people were, I don't know if one was like a news reporter because they had this like boom mic and they were in the back, and then there was a guy in front, and they were on a camel. And he was in the back, and normally camels get up by their back legs and then they go up their front. And then when they come down, it's the same way. And so this guy goes, Nishike, Nishike. And so the other guy holds him. So he was like, hold me, hold me. The guy holds him. And they both fall down. But it was like a place of failure because number one, when you get on a camel, there's like supposed to be some type of way to like hold on both fronts, like the person in the back and the person in the front, so that the person in the front has somewhere to grab onto. The person in the front was literally holding on to air because at some point when the camel went up, he wasn't holding on to it and he just tumbled down, and the other guy followed him because he was holding on. Anyway, that is just a random moment. uh, I turned my phone on and check it. Anyway, so today's topic of the day is running away from, like, I guess life, but also purpose. Because sometimes we find ourselves like hitting a space where we're like, we know what we're supposed to be doing, we know where we need to be, we know where we want to be, but then because of fears, because of feeling unworthy, because of feeling inadequate, or because of feeling all these different emotions that come with us not actually fulfilling what we need to do, and it's kind of like running away from what God calls us to do or what you need to do. For like the longest time, I was in a space where I was like, you know what? I know, like, I can do this podcast thing. I know I can do YouTube, especially YouTube. It's one of those spaces where, as soon as I reached a point where I could have possibly blown up, I ran away. And it's it's just the fear of it, you know? The fear of unknown, the fear of we don't know what's next, the fear of I don't know where I need to be or where I should be comes with it. All in all, running is fun. It's a sport, you know, but mentally sometimes we run away, even at work, where we're just thinking, we're like, hey, you know, I'm gonna do great, I'm gonna do this, but then it's probably something that we need to either leave the whole entire company or stay in the company but find another position, or even just stewarding yourself well in the position that you're given. And so there just comes with a lot of, it's like a gray area. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but it comes with so many questions and so many thoughts. But when I was thinking of this topic, I was just like, what is something that I've run away from that this year I'm more stepping into, which is literally being comfortable talking about God. And it was something that for the longest I was like fearful of what people would think, to the point now I'm just like, you know what? You think what you got to think, because I really, it's not like I don't care, because at some point my human self will definitely care. But it gets to a point when you're actually doing what you're meant to be doing, it will be good. It'll be a good moment. And so this is something that I was putting away because, again, the fear of what YouTube was like. I was just like, man, people are gonna see me. And quick announcement on the whole video part of it, where you guys get to see me talk to just a computer camera again. I am working on video. It's been something that I've been working behind the scenes to make sure it's actually functional. And yeah, so sooner or later, I will probably make an announcement that it's available on YouTube. But right now, it's only available on Apple Podcasts and iHeart. And I have a YouTube channel, Empress Maya, which is a YouTube channel that I will probably talk about in this episode. And it was that YouTube channel was created at a time when my depression was so strong. And it was my scapegoat. And as soon as I was in a good space in life, I didn't have content anymore, because the drive of the reasoning of why I did it had gone away. And so as soon as I started, like, a lot of people were like, where are your YouTube channels? And I'm like, I could have possibly done way better if I had just been a little more consistent with myself. But that is where the YouTube videos are gonna be in. I'm just trying to change the name, and um, switch up the logos, and just go by Shiko Maya. It's my name, and I'm just tired of, like, Empress Maya again was created in a time when I was the life of the party. And so now I'm kind of like chill, down to earth, and it's something that I'm just like, okay, we're not going to run away from who we are anymore. We're not going to let depression hit us in a space where, even if this podcast gets to where it needs to go or where it should be, it's not going to be a space where I run away again, and I'm able to mentally be there as well, to be able to equip people, or even just talking randomly about different topics, like the beginning of this episode where I randomly talked about that camel video. um so yeah, I have had moments this week where I have been contemplating of just like, you know what, we know how to do this, we should just do it. It doesn't matter like how it comes out. But my perfectionist part of me, because even the reason why there's like gaps is because I get in my head a lot. And again, I'm not trying to run away from the task that I have been given. I am trying to make sure that the content I'm giving is perfect, is right, is good, and people are able to just be equipped in the right way and grow in the right way that can carry you to higher, to greatness, to something more than you expect yourself to be. I'm sorry for the loudness. If it does get loud at some point, it's on me. I I'm just in a really good mood today, so I just had a really good time. I've been having really good quiet time with God, and I'm each and every day I get to do something new. But like, the one thing I know for a fact I've been surely running away from is music, because I compare myself a lot with other people. And every person who sings, every person who plays an instrument does it in their own unique way. And that's something that I just have to accept. myself for, and just walk in boldness in that. That's for sure. Even words, like whenever I talk about the Bible, it depends who I'm talking to, and it's something I want to step out of where it's like whoever I talk to, I want you to be able to be equipped, do it well, and appreciate every moment that it comes, that joy can come through words that my mouth says. And so it's a struggle that I'm going through now, but the biggest part is I'm actually stepping in it. And there's nothing to stop me at the moment, just myself. And it could be for everybody else where it's like, God, like, what are you stepping me into? Or what is it that I'm trying to get myself, like, what am I trying to do to reach a place where I'm content with where I'm at so that I'm actually doing and not running? And running isn't actual physical, right? It could be, I was like, write the book, and you're just like, I don't know about that. Or, maybe another time, you know? And sometimes God's like, you know, I actually just want you to do it now. And it's up to you to decide what what that now looks like. Is it full obedience, partial obedience, or small obedience, or none? And obedience should be categorized. It should be I will do and wait for whatever comes with. And there are moments where spiritual warfare is a thing, and it can cause a lot of fear, especially if you really strongly have experienced spiritual warfare. Raising my hand right now, I have, and it's scary, like especially when you're stepping into what God actually calls you to do. The different things that can happen is you can lose feeling in your life, you can lose your eyesight, you can lose, you can get in a car crash. It's like intense. There's some things that are like when you're stepping higher, there's much more intensity in the spiritual warfare. And I always say this, I'm like, Christianity is amazing. It's great. I love it. I love being in the presence, but it's also hard sometimes. It's always seeking God. And um, I don't know if I mentioned this in this other episode last time. Was I was watching this video of this girl. I didn't really get into the full thing. I hope it was a prank, but she was like, I'm tired of following God because nothing is happening. Sometimes we put so much expectations on what's supposed to happen that we forget to wait on what's the right time for God to let it happen. Because we put such high stakes on, like, I want that book to be a multi-million-dollar book deal that I can be able to be there for my kids. But maybe you have to start small, right? And that's the part, is that as humans we disappoint ourselves before the blessing comes in. And and that's the part where running is such an easy thing to do, and it can cause fear, stress, depression, anxiety, all these different aspects of the mental health field, that you can be like, you know what, I don't trust God enough to do this. But it's more so we need to trust Him so strongly that when it does happen, we have the joy in our hearts and we're just like, yes, let's do this. I'm pumped. Like, we got this. And it grows, and it's just there to like steward us through the hardship. And even when we're stepping into what we need to do, equipping ourselves with ways, like there is the full armor of God in Ephesians, and learning how to use that, and just being able to carry your Bible everywhere you go, memorize your scripture, get your self-help books, figure out which person you want to be, and hopefully it's your authentic self and nobody else. Because sometimes when we want to be something we're not, we get caught up into that and we forget who God actually calls us to be. Um, but I just hope that from now on, we're not going to run away. We're not going to run from things that we set out to do or things that God has set us to do to the point that we don't understand what next. You know, we should be able to do, I'm good, I'm going to do it. Doesn't matter what's next, but we're just going to do it and see. Step back. Don't be out here scrolling and checking your Instagram 5 to 6 times just to make sure that what you're doing and saying is actually impacting people. I'm a victim to that because I just got Instagram and all I'm doing is like checking, like, are people actually seeing this page for this podcast? But it's not like that. And it's just different. Sorry, I had like a train of thought. I'm like, I need to stop saying like or in episodes. It's just mostly me being nervous. Speaking. Oops, I did it again. But with growth, we got this. And I'm just excited for everybody to kind of step into their own version of who they need to be or who they are. Um, and hopefully growth happens. Sometimes growth is kind of stings. It stings massive because we could be running away just to keep ourselves in the same space we want to be, which is comfort. And sometimes it's like to step into bigger things, you have to get off your comfort zone. And comfort zone, whoo, that's a different topic for another day because comfort zone is so strong and such a safe space to the point that you can stay in a company for 10 years and still be stuck in the same position because of comfort. And as soon as you leave, you don't know what to do because that's all you've known. Um, and that's the part that it just gets so like it, you really have to be able to step into a space where it challenges you because we can't afford to be out here just hanging out doing nothing. No, there's more to it. There's more to um, comfort. There's more to safe spaces are great. To be safe, oh, it is so good. Like there's such a simple change. Like I think I've seen the difference between how this generation and how I was raised is a lot of feels. Like I feel this way, so my feelings are hurt, and that's gonna be a pit. That's fact. But how I was raised is no, wrong is wrong, right is right, and